Just when we thought Taylor Sheridan had lost his touch after Yellowstone's finale, he hits back hard with Landman Season 1, one of the best shows I've seen in years. It's not just a strong start to 2025, it's proof that Sheridan's storytelling magic is far from over. So, let's talk about what will happen in the second season of the show and when to expect it. First of all, I think we can all agree that what makes Landman so great is its leading character, Tommy, just like John Dutton in Yellowstone. It's clear that Tommy is far from your typical hero. In true Taylor Sheridan fashion, he's not the clean-cut, all-American good guy you'd expect. Instead, Tommy is cynical, world-weary, and constantly wrestling with his own shortcomings, which is exactly what makes him so magnetic. There's something about his complexity that keeps you hooked. Billy Bob himself described Tommy as a guy who's always sort of on the edge of things, and I think that's the perfect way to sum him up. He's never fully settled into who he is, and that vulnerability is what draws you in. Sure, he makes questionable decisions that would make most people cringe, but you can't help but root for him. That's what I love about his character, he's real. Even when he makes a mess of things, you feel like there's a chance for redemption. This is exactly why I'm holding out hope for a season 2 of Landman. I feel like Tommy still has so much more to offer, and there's so much to dive into with his character. We've only scratched the surface, and I can't wait to see how his journey evolves. When it comes to standout performances in Landman, we absolutely have to talk about Billy Bob Thornton. His portrayal of Tommy isn't just impressive, it's transformative. Thornton doesn't just play Tommy, he becomes him, infusing the character with a raw, gritty authenticity that's impossible to ignore. I mean, think about it, any other actor might have turned Tommy into just another typical, tough guy trope. But Billy Bob brings layers of complexity, vulnerability, and intensity that make Tommy feel real. It's honestly one of the most perfect casting decisions I've seen in recent years. What makes Tommy so captivating isn't that he's flawless, far from it. He's messy, morally conflicted, and often makes questionable choices. But that's exactly what pulls us in. He's not here to be a role model or some larger-than-life hero. He's just a man trying to survive in a brutal, unforgiving world, constantly battling personal demons and external pressures. That relatability, mixed with Thornton's powerhouse performance, cements Tommy as one of the most fascinating characters on TV right now. Now, let's dive into that jaw-dropping Season 1 finale because, seriously, what just happened? If you're anything like me, you were left sitting there, staring at the screen, completely stunned and filled with questions. Taylor Sheridan really knows how to keep us on the edge of our seats, but man, he owes us some answers. The biggest question looming over us: did Monty survive that aneurysm? The finale left us hanging with that heart-stopping moment, and the suspense is unbearable. But while Monty's fate remains uncertain, one thing is crystal clear: his wife, Cammy, isn't going down without a fight. Cammy's transformation after Monty's collapse was nothing short of riveting. Just as she was about to seal a major deal to sell their oil company, her entire world was turned upside down. But instead of crumbling, she rose to the occasion with a fierce determination that demands respect. And let's be real, Demi Moore's performance is a huge part of why Cammy is such a standout character. Moore brings a nuanced blend of strength, vulnerability, and sharp intellect to the role, making Cammy one of the most dynamic, well-rounded characters in the show. Honestly, I'm hoping Season 2 puts her front and center because she's more than capable of carrying the storyline. Her journey from being in Monty's shadow to potentially becoming the driving force of the series is something I can't wait to see unfold. Will she thrive under pressure or crack as the stakes get higher? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure: Cammy's story is just getting started, and I'm here for every second of it. What do you think of Cammy? Should she take the spotlight in the next season? Speaking of high stakes, let's talk about the cartel. Their presence in the story adds so much tension, and it definitely keeps me on the edge of my seat. While dealing with corporate rivals is tough, adding organized crime into the mix-ups the danger factor by a mile. The cartel's involvement in the oil business is not only terrifying but also incredibly fascinating. On the one hand, I can't stand to see Tommy suffer because of them, but on the other hand, it's so interesting to watch how he plans to fight back. Billy Bob hinted at Tommy's inner conflict when he said Tommy's the kind of guy who's always trying to survive but isn't sure if he's doing it the right way. I mean, that's classic Tommy, right? He has these ideas and strategies, but he's never fully sure if he's making the right moves. They'll work out or if he's even on the right path, and that uncertainty is what makes him such a compelling character. He's constantly doubting himself, even as he moves forward. Do you think Tommy will win against the cartel, or do you think it'll be his downfall? Let me know your thoughts. And of course, we cannot forget about Angela. As far as we know, she's only going to add more drama and excitement to season 2. We know that her relationship with Tommy isn't over yet, and I'm excited to see how their past will be explored more in depth. The idea of a second chance at romance between them is intriguing, and it could bring a lot of emotional depth to the next season. Personally, I'm rooting for them to get back together, but I'm also open to seeing where their story goes. It could add a whole new layer to Tommy's character if he tries to reconcile his past with Angela while juggling all the chaos going on in his life. Would you like to see Tommy and Angela reunite, or do you think they should go their separate ways? Let me know what you think. Now, while we're all eager for that official Season 2 renewal, behind the scenes, Landman seems to be well on its way to becoming a massive success. The show has already broken records, becoming the most watched original series on Paramount Plus within its first few weeks, raking in 14.9 million households. That's not just impressive, it's groundbreaking. Even Yellowstone struggled to reach that level of viewership during its early seasons. For a brand new show to come out of the gate with that kind of audience shows just how much Landman has resonated with viewers. It's clear that people are invested in this world, and I can only imagine how much bigger it'll get in Season 2. Billy Bob has also expressed his optimism about the show's future, saying, "I understand that if we're going to do Season 2, it's going to be sometime around February or March, somewhere in there. I sure hope so because I had a fun time on this one, and it'd be a nice one to do." From what he's saying, it sounds like the wait for Landman Season 2 might be shorter than we think, with a potential release in early 2026. And with the success it's had, it's looking more and more like the show is going to be a staple for years to come. There's additionally word that Demi Moore will be returning for Season 2, which is extraordinary information for we who love her personality. Be that as it may, with respect to Jon Hamm, indeed, his personality may be discounted in the following season. Who are you generally eager to find in the following prepare? And, surprisingly, more critically, how would you figure the show will continue from here on out? On top of this, Landman is turning out to be a major achievement in Billy Bounce's profession. He's been a legend in Hollywood for a really long time, known for his jobs that are both profoundly perplexing and paramount. Yet again with Tommy Norris, Billy Bounce is flaunting his extraordinary ability, making a person that might have effortlessly been simply one more wannabe into somebody you can't turn away from. This show fits impeccably into his vocation, allowing him an opportunity to investigate a person that is brimming with inconsistencies very much like the jobs he's been known for all through his profession. Looking at the situation objectively, Landman could be a vital turning point in Billy Bounce's profession. With the way this show is taking off, it could prompt considerably greater open doors for him later on. And let's not forget that Sheridan is a mastermind when it comes to building massive universes in his shows. Yellowstone was just the beginning, and now Landman seems poised to become another piece of the empire. Sheridan has a knack for weaving together interconnected stories and creating universes that feel vast and deep. If Landman catches on the way Yellowstone did, it could expand into something even bigger, a sprawling franchise of its own. It's exciting to think about where this show could go and what other spin-offs or storylines could emerge from it. Landman might just be the next big Sheridan universe, and I'm all in for it. For more updates on Landman, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.